Hi there, my name is Mike Munter, and I want to talk to you about Google Autocomplete and give you a little bit of a brief history on how we as reputation management firms were able to manipulate it so easily before, and now it's not so easy to manipulate. So I'm making this video in October of 2015. So first of all, we'll back up to before July of 2014. It was very easy to manipulate Google Autocomplete. All you had to do was load up your search terms in Mechanical Turk or Microworkers or Crowdflower or any other number of crowdsource sites out there and get searches done, and usually within a few weeks, sometimes a couple of months, you would see that all the suggestions that you were trying to search actually appeared in Google Autocomplete, and they would stick, and you pretty much never had to do anything else again. Sometimes we would use Proxies. We use Hide My Ass was a popular proxy service that we used. We had success with it, and it no longer works. We would also have teams in India who would go and manually find proxies and use those. And in fact, the first campaign I ever did was for a woman in the UK who wanted to remove Scientology from her suggestions. And that's what I did. I hired a gentleman in India who obviously is paid a lower price. He performed the searches that I'd asked him to search. We did a few each day, accumulated enough volume, and within a couple of months, we saw all the new search terms coming in, and we pushed the Scientology term out. And bots. And so bots are things like there's Serpify.me, there's crowdsearch.me, and these are little programs that run on your computer that people can then program to search term in the background, click on a search result, scroll a page, etc. I've tested Serpify with no success. I know other people are using crowdsearch.me, and as of yet, I've heard of nothing that works now. It used to work, but it doesn't work anymore. So that brings us to after July of 2014, and the question is, well, what happened? Well, there's a couple things, and this is where we get into theory, but what I think has happened is that Google has gotten very good at detecting people who work on the crowdsourced sites. They've gotten good at detecting what's a proxy and what's not. They've gotten good at detecting what's a bot and what's not. And so what I think happens is that when they're able to detect that someone has been working on a crowdsourced site, they simply block that IP address. And then all of the searches that occur going forward don't count. And they also tend to roll it back, I think, for a couple of months, so that the searches that have occurred in the last couple of months from that IP don't count either. And so you might say, well, how did Google detect that? Well, number one, if you picture someone working on a crowdsourced site like Microworkers, all they're doing is sitting there typing the same, they're doing the same job over and over again. They're searching keywords. I think that leaves a footprint, and I think it makes it very easy for Google to detect what's happening. There are also people who just put jobs up on Microworkers and put the keyword they want searched right on the site. And that also is a footprint, which Google can go and just look at the Microworkers website, find the job, and say, all right, this term is being manipulated. And so anyway, I think have gotten really good at detecting what you might deem as unnatural search activity, whether it's someone on a crowdsourced site or someone using proxies or bots. So that means that after July 2014 through until today, the real key is trying to create search activity that looks natural. And I've made another video where I sort of explain what we do and what our attempt is. We hire people all over the United States who are verified by their IP address that they're actually real people doing real searches on real computers. There's nothing computerized about it. I mean, nothing done with a bot or a proxy. And what this does is it creates we hope it creates natural looking search activity to Google. We're trying to mimic what you might do naturally if you were looking for a Chinese restaurant, or if you were trying to find out, how to tie a tie, for example. We're trying to mimic what might happen naturally so that that search activity gets counted. And my belief is that search activity still trumps content. Now, all search activity obviously has got to be about relevant content that's on the web. Otherwise, you're not just going to find gibberish suggestions in Google. So there's got to be a link between the two. But I don't think you need to spend a lot of money creating new content, at least not now. So if you have any questions, you can reach me at 503-890-6663. I hope this wasn't too confusing. Google Autocomplete has a lot of nuances to it, and we'll be explaining some of those in other videos.